Yeah, he's kind of held the cards close to his chest. We do have a fun look at the drafts right here coming up. So we've got the map drafts and the civilization drafts. First thing I've noticed is that Myriad has Rus that slipped through. Looks like Wam opted to get rid of House Lancaster and Chinese from Myriad.
Both of them prioritizing these two civs gone, which makes sense because they're considered the strongest right about now. And then Wam, of course, prioritizing the Byzantines, which, you know, if you're playing against Wam, I wonder if you kind of want to get that out of the way because it's one of his comfort picks. Byzantine and Japan, a strong start. Myriad countering with Zushi and Rus. I know his Zushi is most of his strongest or his most favorite civ, rather. And then getting KT out of the way, I wonder. I guess it's good on Frisian. But other than that, I don't see it too much here.
Yeah, if you look at the map drafts, we don't really have any true water maps. They've banned, it looks like, the banned maps are Front Range, Holy Island, Golden Heights, and Pigeon View. So pretty much all the real water maps are not in this series. So we've got Wam picking Frisian Marshes and Prairie, Myriad going for Dry Arabia and Cliffside. We're starting out on Rockies, which, I mean, what a better fit to our first game of this.
Totally not set up.
Totally not set up, no, not in any way, shape, or form. I mean, was it? I don't know.
I mean, do you expect us to have such a good idea? No, they picked that on by themselves.
Kudos to them, because, I mean, we could not be any more on brand for King of the Rockies than starting on the Rockies. We've also got a new map for this tournament that's been on the rise. You might have seen it in EGC recently. We have Front Range. Not going to be popping up in this particular series, but we probably will be seeing more of that as we go along as well.
Shout out to Avely for making both of those maps for us.
Yeah, it should be fun stuff. We'll be getting into that series shortly. The players are getting ready right now. Any other thoughts on their draft picks? I mean, I'm looking at the later picks, like a U-Bids for Wam, Ottomans, Malians. Like, will we see those come into play, do you think? Any of those three?
We've got the standard land map. Like, we've got Arabia, then we've got small Arabia that we're starting out on. We've got the cliffside with the really short spawns, and then we've got Frisian, which is with the little ponds where you can also a little bit fish boom. And we've got Prairie, which is super open and very susceptible to cavalry raids. So I guess what we'll see.
So if you're Myriad, what are you picking here? If you're on Front Range, or sorry, you're on Rockies. Are you going for Zushi? Are you going?
We're in a best of 5, but I'm the underdog. I hope to win a series. Do I kick this off? What is good on Rockies? I'll say Zushi. Zushi is very strong here. And other than that, yeah, I'd probably go for Zushi. Mongols can work. Delhi is not bad either, but I'd say HRE is more of a prairie pick. OTD is budget HRE in that case.
Yeah, if I'm Myriad, I'm probably going Zushi on this map. The problem is, if I'm Wam, I'm probably picking Malians. I think they've got a really good matchup into Zushi on that map.
Malians is strong here. Japan would be a good pick. Ottomans also works. I mean, you can play Byzantines, but with the stone being further away, it is not ideal.
I think I'd save that for a later matchup, especially when it's your comfort pick. You probably save that for later in the series, especially if in the event you drop this first game. If you're Wam, you probably want to save that as a surefire win for maybe down the road.
Yeah, I'm thinking that Myriad will kick it off with Zushi, but I've been wrong before. So.
I expect to see Zushi, and I think Wam, knowing that, will probably go Malians. That's my guess. Just after seeing the way it plays out in EGC this last fall, I feel like that's been the matchup I've seen time and time again. Could be something different. We could see like Japanese, that you mentioned. Could see Ottomans. Then you start looking at the back end of these lineups of what they have, and you start wondering what civs are we not going to see. I feel like I see Wam pick U-Bids a lot. And towards the back end of the draft, I don't think I've ever seen him use them in at least in a long time. It's been a while since I've seen them pulled out. Maybe if it goes to 5, we see that pop out, but I don't know that the series is going to go the full distance to 5. I don't think we see a 5th game.
Let's hope it. Oh, and we've got Japan against Rus. We've been completely wrong, but I was going to say, let's approach this matchup from the other way around. What does Wam save up for Rus? Because he has 2 good Rus counters right there sitting, and it would be Japan and Byzantine, and we've got it directly coming up and in the right matchup too. Yeah, well, rough one for Myriad, but hey, it is Rus. They're not too perturbed, but I don't expect to see a double hunting cabin start.
No.
Because, they are very flammable.
Yes, and with the ability for the Dark Age rush for Japanese. You got to respect it enough that you don't want those cabins going up in flames, and even in Feudal Age. I am surprised. I feel like lately we've seen a rise of of Roos coming back in. It used to be kind of an auto ban a couple tournaments ago. It feels like every single tournament, every single lineup, Roos and China were the top 2 banned. Now we're seeing Lancaster pop up here. I mean, I think it's interesting that if you look at the bans, top 2 prioritizing Chinese. Obviously, that's an easy auto ban in this meta. But then how's Lancaster? What is it about Lancaster that players are just avoiding right now?
I think Lancaster has been played really greedy before, and ever since people started to play the Abbey more and to just push in feudal, put pressure on, and then take map control from there, like the playstyle just changed and it just works, and it's really oppressive.
Yeah, it really is. So we won't be seeing those this series, of course. Yeah, we're gonna have Roos and Japanese, and you definitely feel like Japanese is definitely the favorite here. You think with Wam?
I mean, I'm not gonna say that any Civ is really favored against Roos, but I'll say Japan definitely can give them a run for their money. It will depend on spawn.
Yeah, it's one of those interesting things where, like, maybe in the matchups, maybe overall on any given day, you might favor Roos if everything else was equal. But of course, everything else is not equal. We've got Wam, one of the top players in the world.
This is a Wam favorite matchup.
Yes, and I think that speaks a lot to the power of Wam as a player, right? That, like, we're looking at maybe Roos on a normal day, is probably the better Civ all around. But in Wam's hands, Japanese is dangerous. I mean, any Civ in his hands is going to be dangerous. So Myriad's going to have his work really cut out for him. What is his key to success to get this game from Wam, do you think?
I am struggling to... No, honestly, Roos wants to go Castle Age and wants to play Horse Archer, but with the smaller space here on the compressed Arabia or on Rockies here, it is rough. You can play Feudal, of course, but so can Japan, and yeah, you're gonna be Dark Age aggressed very likely, unless the spawn does not allow for it.
It's tough, right? Like,
yeah, it's Japan basically wants to stop you pro scouting the deer, and if you cannot manage to do that, then you will be, I'm not gonna say dead, but struggling.
Well, and when you're struggling, usually it means you're about to be dead. So it's tough. And you mentioned the fact that there's just not a lot of room for mobility, and Roos can really thrive on that with the Horse Archer play in Castle Age. Not having the room and the space to move, even though this map's not it's not a dense map. It's a lot smaller. So even though there's not a lot of stuff to keep it closed, it's just easier to wall in. But here we go, diving in, and we got a live look at the players as well. Starting off in game number 1 of King of the Rockies, here live from Denver.
In the bottom corner, we've got Wam01 playing as the Japanese, and going up in the top, we've got Red, Myriad, our Hungarian brother, and he's opening with double hunting cabin. Now let's see if Wam will open with a barracks here, and it does not look like it. So a good one for Roos, being happy with that.
Well, and pretty greedy too. You mentioned you wouldn't go for the double hunting cabin here because they're extra flammable.
You can put one into your TC range, and the other one you cannot. So what usually happens is it is going to be burned if you do that.
Yeah, that north one. We'll keep an eye on that one to see. It is kind of nicely tucked away there. He could easily wall that in if he wanted to. The wood line's really much kind of acting as a shield.
Very safe here.
Yeah.
It also means that Wam can completely focus on the left side, which holds 3 deer packs and the boar. So that's going to be the biggest point of contention. Wam's own deer pack is neatly tucked away in his own corner there on the right. Tourist storehouse coming up right on the wood line, as you'd expect. And we've got a late barracks coming up. I do wonder if he saw the hunting cabin exposed and was like, yeah, let's go for that. But then again, you also are going to go spears anyway, because you expect a pro scout play.
Golden Gate going up right now for Myriad. I think that's to be expected here. Getting a pretty good sheep haul to begin things out.
Just look at Wam.
Just kind of chilling.
I do guess the player cameras here are a little bit delayed, so you guys at home are not spoiled of what is going to happen. Myriad looks a little bit tense there, I've got to say. Wam's just very relaxed.
I'm curious as to how delayed that is. They look very relaxed up there on stage right now.
Honestly, Wam always looks relaxed.
I mean, yeah, this is true. This is true.
To be fair, I know him for 2 days, but every single day he was very chill, very chill. Golden Gate coming up as you'd expect. Kremlin is a very niche pick these days, and you do not expect to see it in any matchup. So, first spear is out. Where is he going to head?
Myriad taking a look here at what Wam's cooking up. And there's that spear walking across the map, headed towards Myriad's base.
Yeah, Myriad just wants to be annoying with his scouts. He only went 2 scouts so far, so no immediate pushing them out for pro scouts. But yeah, he's just gonna be annoying here, trying to burn this. But Wham's already producing spears, so he can easily defend this barracks right next to it.
Age up clicks in for Wam. Spear, like you mentioned, ready to shoo those scouts away. And there's that flammable hunting cabin you were mentioning. It's not probably going to go down from that, but Wam already kind of on the warpath, looking at that, knowing that he could push that angle maybe. And we do see the archery range as a response from Myriad.
Yeah, you force out the archery range like that. You're forced into it anyway, unless you're really, really confident you can avoid spears with your scouts. But with the exposed hunting cabin, it is a no-brainer. Myriad's still trying to find some purchase with his scout, just to be annoying and keep the spears at home, which also helps. Wam only made 2 so far, so he just wants to delay Myriad here. Force out the archers, and we'll see where he goes from there. Currently just researching his wheelbarrow replacements there.
We do have pro scouts coming in for Myriad at this moment, so it looks like he's going to play for the deer, move out towards the south side and get those going. With the 2 hunting cabins, that's kind of a normal play, obviously, for what Roos can do. It's kind of why you go for the hunting cabin.
Yeah, Myriad's going to go for a second archer, and then which deer pack is he going to go for immediately? Naturally, you'd want to take your opponents, but I don't think he can at this point in time. And there's Wam's stable. Horsemen are being pushed out.
This is going to be a good response from Wam. Having the horsemen and stuff really going to help out there. The horsemen, the spears, he should be able to at least, if not deny the pro scouts, at least delay it.
I mean, you go out to pro scout anyway, but you'll have to run away. Yeah, Wam is already killing deer here, so just being annoying. And Myriad is putting up a barracks to counter the horsemen. There's the first spear in the queue. So he'll go for his own deer pack. So he gets a little boost in the food income, and also, you know, you want to secure that. And while you only have archers out on the field, you basically cannot move out to protect yourself.
Yeah, no, the risk with Wam being able to he's got his own stable, so the horseman there we see right there, he's got the counter ready to go. Myriad really can't afford to go any further than his own deer pack. But you know, it only takes like 1 deer pack to get the money back for pro scouts, really.
Speaking of counters, Wam sees the barracks, and there are the Yumi.
Sure enough, there he goes, pushing out. Myriad really trying to make sure he can secure those deer. Wam circling back around it. Is he going to go look at that hunting cabin in the north side again, or go for some villagers here?
Yeah, that's really annoying because the hunting cabin is on the other side, and Myriad chooses to not wall this position yet. Wam's just gonna walk in here. If Myriad pulls spears out, Wam can just run around and he'll be faster than the spears.
And just as you predicted, a very flammable hunting cabin going down in flames as we speak. I think this does go down.
It's 20 gold per minute, but it paid for itself at this point.
It probably did, yeah. It does not go down in flames, just everything but.
Yeah, but now Myriad's army is over here, and who's protecting those scouts again?
Absolutely nobody, and sure enough, here come the Yumi taking a look. Nothing but a couple archers and spears to look at it.
Of course, regular archers are stronger than the Yumi. Yumi just faster and a lot cheaper. But you still cannot trade out 1 to 2.
Here come reinforcements now from Myriad, pushing Wam back. He's got to regroup for a little bit for the time being. However, he can continue to raid on the other side, and this is kind of the nice thing about not having that wall up there, is Wam can stay pesky. He can just get around the back, keep raiding, and force Myriad back. And if he can just kind of play this cat and mouse game just right, Wam could eventually land a pretty good blow here.
Yeah, the thing for Myriad is right now, I don't know how many tickets he has available to him, but if you look at the resource count, both of them slowly angling towards Castle Age. Wam is just pushing out mass archers, which of course you'd love to do because they mostly cost wood, which you don't need. Oh, and Myriad is going into the night, so he's gonna stay in feudal for just a little bit.
Both players are going to have to wait a couple minutes to get the gold they need regardless, but it looks like they are going to be angling, like you said, up for Castle Age. Wam already with almost 800 food. Scratch that. Let's say 700 food. Question is, I mean, you could still pivot at this point, though, you know? You don't have a lot of gold. You have a pretty good food bank. Like, Myriad's obviously pushing that off a little bit and doubling down with the feudal age, but Wam's kind of this middle zone where if he just holds off, he could go up and cast it.
That villager is in dire straits, but Wam's not committing that. He wants to keep his horsemen around. Speaking of, one of them goes down, the first casualty of the game. Myriad, meanwhile, dropping the blacksmith, so this looks like he's going to commit to a little bit of feudal age. And Wam is already almost up to the castle. This is so dangerous because Japanese castle is really, really strong. Oh, and look at that Yumi dive coming in at the wood line. That is one, that is two, and absolutely no chance to counter that. And the third guy will not make it home.
That villager that was so pesky and trying to stay alive, keeping that hunting cabin up, ends up dying for it. Man, Wam with an excellent kind of bait and switch there, pulling the horsemen, getting the spears out, and then diving with the Yumi.
Myriad needs to pull back the spears.
Yeah, they're gone. They're going to be dead here in a second. The Yumi are fast, too. They're going to trap him against the walls of the rocks.
The rest of Myriad's army is below there, and it's archers and a knight. So these Yumi, don't think they'll be home anytime soon. But if you look at Wam's resources behind all of this, he's not too concerned, I don't think.
Yeah, Wam doesn't mind losing a couple units on this, because the difference is, one, he's denying the pro scouts and slowing that down. Two, he's keeping Myriad in Myriad's base. So Wam's going to be able to castle up and have this ready to go. By the time these archers and these knights here even get to Wam's base, when this gets cleaned up, it's going to be too late.
Myriad also losing a few scouts there at the bottom side, because more Yumi have arrived down there, and there was no army to defend this.
Knight goes down. Scout not too far either. Those Yumi are almost cleaned up now, but again, while this is happening, we're looking at the numbers. At any second here, Wam's going to click down. And sure enough, there's the floating gate.
Yeah. Myriad is following him to Castle Age very, very soon. Almost up with the gold amount and the food, but floating gate coming in, and yeah, we all expect to see Mounted Samurai coming after.
So the problem I've noticed with pro scouts and plays like this on Myriad's side is he's going to be able to match the castle timing, right? He'll be fine. The problem is once that deer runs out, whereas Wam has that farm transition built into the landmark, he's already going to have half a step ahead as far as the late game goes into castle age. Myriad's going to have a much harder time of doing that transition when it comes.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm very curious. When I'm putting up that second tower, is he expecting to be pushed back immediately by the Rus, or is he just preparing for potential horse archer raids in Castle Age now?
I think it could be maybe a bit of column A, column B. You know, I don't know if he's seen this landmark going up for Myriad. Maybe he thought Myriad would stick around in feudal for a little longer and wanted to be safe, because there was that potential. If Myriad hadn't gone up the castle with him, he could then maybe find the timing.
There are the Wam walls. Beautiful. So he's gonna close off the entire bottom side. Don't want to have any horse archers run around. He's got the double towers on top of his wood line, so it's gonna be costly to dive that.
This is a pretty formidable mass from Myriad as he's marching on the warpath, moving out of his base for the first time in what feels like some time, a good couple minutes. But the Wam walls, will they be in time? I don't know if that one on the north side is going to be up before this army gets there.
Don't you love being that one villager that gets sent out to build these outer walls when the enemy army is right there?
Hey, buddy, we know
you never get any protection.
We know you got a wife and kids at home, but can you go build this wall and protect us? Yeah, sure, I'll do it.
Pay respect.
Yep.
He
Ask in
tried.
the chat for our villager.
It was not his fault.
Gave his life for that first little bit of wall. Thankfully, though, for Wam, he does have a couple spears and some Yumi, although not enough spears. Thankfully, though, he does have the Mounted Samurai. That should be enough to hold this at bay.
Those are still feudal Yumi for now, about 20 seconds to go. So this is a very favorable position for Myriad right now. The issue is, can he find any damage?
And that's the tricky thing, right? That's why I think Wam went for those double towers and the gold. He's got himself in a good position where he can hold this. And by the time Myriad gets enough on the force to push in, those Yumis are going to be upgraded, like you said.
If you look at Wam's gold spawn as well, like he needs to eventually push directly to that position in front of his current gold. So that Springle Tower in the back there really makes sense if you get pushed away. But he will have to capture the middle gold very, very soon, because Japan's gold needs are quite heavy. Tower is already almost in range.
Yeah, actually, it is in range, it looks like.
And it's a Springle Tower. Like, Myriad cannot be here right now.
No, he doesn't have enough to... And you see archers falling right there. This is actually a pretty good spot. Both those golds being in the front is difficult, but with Wam able to posture and sit right on them, he should be fine.
Wam's Mounted Samurai count already going up, and range defense is coming in. It is only the feudal range defense for now. Myriad, how is he looking on upgrades? We've got the Steeled Arrow, we've got the... +1 range defense in.
Looks like Boyer's Fortitude coming in right now.
Yeah, he's going Mass Horse Archer
yeah.
And some Knights. Oh, unfortunate here. Myriad is taking the first relic from Wam's side. That is really nicely done there, but Wam just gonna send his three. What do you call it? Shinto priest? Yeah, that was Shinto priest.
Yep.
I didn't want to offend anyone, so yeah, was quickly reconsidering which one was the other.
I'm assuming that Wam put his first Godashudo into a stable to produce Mounted Samurai. I'm not sure. I don't think we've seen that.
Check on
And
that.
yep,
Yeah.
Sure enough, there it is. Okay. So able to produce
And
those.
already one on the food.
That's a good choice, I think. That eases up the farm transition even more. Oftentimes you'll see them, put that in like a gold mining camp, but I guess a forge for Japanese. But I like the choice to put it in for the extra food. It makes the transition a little easier when the deer run out.
I mean, it all depends on your current game plan and needs, right?
Yeah.
Wam's army is looking real nice. I mean, he's got that Mass Knight and Archer play. And Myriad with the 10 horse archers, it is difficult to estimate how he'll do there.
Big fight coming up here. Yumi's
French army.
backing
I would
up.
favor the Mounted Sam here.
Mounted Samurai should hold through. There's a couple of spears, and the horse archers should be able to do pretty good damage, but Yumi just backing up slowly. Mounted Samurai holding their ground. Knights falling by the horse numbers, going down. Yumi's pushing forward, now targeting the horse archers. And yeah, Myriad has to back off of this.
Yeah, Myriad's entire front line is gone. There's the nice tower backdrop there, but it's needed for the villagers, so he cannot use it to save the army, so all of his regular archers are just gone.
Now, if that had a sprinkled emplacement, maybe Myriad holds here, but it doesn't, so he's getting it upgraded now. It's not going to be in time.
Here's the real issue, though. You have 9 Mounted Samurai on the field for Wam. There's 8 villagers in that tower. Well,
nowhere to run. Wam just pushing forward, pushing the issue here. Mounted Samurai, there's not really an answer for these anymore.
yeah, there's a sprinkled emplacement about to finish up, and second range defense, so these Yumi will not be as effective, but 10 Mounted Samurai, and there is currently no way to counter them. And Wam knows it. He's just gonna go in. There's no stopping this.
Horse archers are doing pretty good damage, but the question is, what's the follow-up for Myriad, right? He's losing so many here. Wham's gotten 6 kills already. He can easily get some more. That's 7 right there.
No, okay, Wam did not go for the tower. I would have expected him, honestly, to not be as aggressive and try to burn this instead. But yeah, he lost 3 Mounted Samurai there, which is not great, not terrible though. He did some damage. Forced idle time, killed 3 extra vills.
It's out in time. Yoinking the relic. That might be a Wolo. Is he out in time? He does not. Gets
both
2.
of them.
Both
Nice.
of them flip over and become turncoats. What a grab from Myriad there.
And he gets the banner, man. Does that work for his own cavalry?
I don't know.
Honestly, that's one thing we've never seen. I, at least.
It's just, it was a scout. It was a scout, not a banner.
Oh.
Another Wolo going on.
Yeah,
That one's not gonna. That one's just to push him back.
But that is just rude. I don't think that guy's making it home.
More raids coming in the base. Wham being persistent here. Look at the Vill kills now, up to 12. He's killed a dozen. Looking to make it a baker's dozen.
My god, Myriad actually secures the relic. That is impressive. Didn't think that would work out, but yeah. Cannot directly fight this army right now. Doesn't want to bleed too many horse archers.
Man, if it weren't for those 12 villagers lost on Myriad's side, he'd be in a really good spot. He's gonna have 4 of the relics if he just hadn't lost those 12.
Yeah. If he just did.
If he just, if you just didn't lose 12 of your villagers, he'd be in a great spot. But
that is all of my games.
I mean, now he's got the 5th one in hand, or no, that's the 4th one in hand, 3rd one in now. But
that
the
is
problem is
scary. No, that is open right there. Wham can just go directly in. Now, Wolo defense will also not work. Too many Yumi right there. And Wham's just gonna go in once again. Knowing his advantage, Myriad is gonna try and push that back with some horse archers.
Yeah, there's not a lot of recourse for Myriad here. You're down some economy at this point. You've gotten the relics, which is great, but militarily you're still behind. And Wham's mobile with those samurai. They're very quick. And the horse archers are great, but they can't take a main engagement like this. Like they're better at raiding and picking off units. They can't stand and fight, as we see here. They have to retreat.
At this point, I'd really like Myriad to have some Wham walls on the right side, so he can at least stop worrying about that particular thing. Okay, Myriad just pro-scouting away that.
Taking the last of those deer.
And we've got Wham securing the sacred side there. So far, nobody has captured it. Okay, we've got a game pause.
It has been a little bit stuttery.
Let's look at those guys. Both actually looking really relaxed. Nice shirts.
Wam once again just knocking on the door of Myriad, and you don't really want to have 15 of your villagers sitting there idle.
Okay, here's a big engagement. This could actually be quite good for Myriad. But how many knights does he have right there? That's 4.
That's not enough.
Yeah, but not all of the 10 mounted samurais are here. It looks though that it is enough. Yeah, Myriad cannot stop this, and he does not want to trade out with the Yumi with his horse archers because they're so cheap.
Yeah, just not cost effective, and they'll pick off the mounted samurai, but then they got to get out of dodge. And even still, it's like, is this a good enough trade? Doesn't feel like it.
Myriad basically has no choice but to do this. His entire wood eco is currently idle.
Wam's getting awfully close to a critical mass here of Yumi. He's up to 24. It's like right in that number where like there's enough you could deal with it, but if he gets any more, it's going to be just a snowball.
Another mounted samurai just YOLOing in. And if I look under the town center, it looks like some of these guys are not working anymore. So if the Pro Scouts have run out,
that's going to be game. There's no farm position to be had for Myriad here. He's got berries in the back, and that's about it.
There's the boar in the middle, but how do you reach that in this situation?
I mean, that's pretty much his whole economy right there. That's his whole food economy, is that boar.
Yeah, I think there's about 1,000 left in this one. The other one might as well be in Wam's base. Oh no, 100. Sheesh.
Yeah, that was his economy, and he knows it. Now all he has is berries, and the deer are gone. So this is what I was saying a little bit earlier is Wam has the easy farm transition. He's got the passive food with Yoda Shudo. Myriad has the relics, and he's got the tickets in the Golden Gate, but that's not enough to sustain a late castle economy.
It sustains you for a little bit with high trade house income, relic income, and your own gold that you can mine. But you see it right there. There is not a whole lot of tickets available, and the last thing that Myriad did was buy wood.
And he does have the deer generating in the back there with his hunting cabin. So he's got something, but again, not enough to really sustain long-term economy. As Myriad knows he needs to do something, he needs to move out, and he's pushing the issue here with Wam. As Wam's gonna just kind of back off. He doesn't need the push right here.
Wam took both sacred, so the timer is ticking, and you see the upgrades coming in for the towers right there.
At this point, if you're Myriad, what do you do?
Well,
what can you do?
You gotta solve the food problem first, and you can't really do anything while you do that. So yeah, you see the horticulture upgrade coming in. I guess we're gonna see some farms as well. He also probably wants to eat that berry patch on the backside of his woodline, but
well, if he'd have walled it up, maybe he'd be able to get on there. But unfortunately for him, it's wide open, and Wam is knocking on the door once again. Mounted Samurai, no cares for the world. They're just going to march right in and start fighting. Yumi trying to get onto the horse archers behind that. He's going to start picking off and making some good trades.
Mounted Samurai frontline is just so good. Knights cannot hold a candle to them.
Well, and again, now we're down to 17. So, I mean, that death ball of Yumi hasn't gotten quite critical, but it's dangerously high still.
Yeah, they're constantly trading out, which is great for Myriad at that point, but at the same time, he's also always behind every single engagement.
Kind of a slow war of attrition at this point, where he can kind of keep making these trades to his own detriment, but by little, Wam is creeping ahead, and now the sacred timer down to 8 minutes.
And you see that the horse archer numbers are down to 9. Basically, Myriad has no way to kill the mounted samurai anymore. I think this will just be the end.
I think this might be it.
Wam also added on Amusha, so knight numbers will immediately drop.
And for most of the players, looks like that will be GG as Myriad grabbing a glass of water there. And that'll be game number 1 going to Wam. That's one in the books here at King of the Rockies in the Mile High City. Yeah, a pretty good game. It kind of happened to what we expected it to, though, right? Nothing crazy out of the ordinary.
Current King taking the first game. I mean, okay, we all said that it's a Wam favorite matchup.
Yeah, we did.
So Roos is out of the picture. First pick for Myriad, and we've got the second pick for Wam. 2 of the strongest civs for both players are gone. Let's see. Myriad picked Arabia. Myriad picked Cliffside. What do you expect to see here?
It's Myriad now, right? He gets to pick the map.
He gets to pick the map. He can also pick one of Wam's, though.
That's true. I don't expect him to. I mean, if I were Myriad, I'd pick Cliffside and play something for a little longer of a game. Try to get something that can sustain you in late game. So maybe you go Cliffside, maybe you go Zushi. Might be what I'd go for.
Zushi can work out. What does Wam have on Cliffside that would work? I mean, Mali is defensive enough.
Maybe Byzantines, but I think you might want to save that for...
Byzantines is struggling a little bit because of the very close spawn.
Yeah. Ottomans, maybe Mali. Maybe you could go a Ubids even on Cliffside. I've seen that work.
Ubids would work. I think it would be favored for Myriad slightly. But,
Yeah, and I think that's why if you're Myriad, that's what you do, right? You don't want to go, you don't want to drop 2 games in a row. If you want to steal one, this is the time. You got the big dog of Japanese out of the way. I think Cliffside Zushi is what I would do. Now, Master's Curse, it's not going to happen because we've said it now.
Yeah,
but
it's too late. Sorry.
So yeah, we'll see. Maybe we'll get this one right.
What do you expect? Like, can you bait something out from Wam and take the third map instead? Because Wam is gonna keep KT for Frisian Marshes, probably. And what does he hold for Prairie? I guess Ottoman works.
Ottoman works. Malians could work. The pit mine right there. Not
Ayubid's
ideal.
also not too bad.
Ayubid's is not bad. No, especially if you want to go for like a fast castle Ayubid's. That's really effective. Yeah, I don't know. I think I would probably pick Zushi and Cliffside if I'm Myriad again. And if I'm Wam, I'm probably picking Ottomans or Ayubids. Maybe Malians. That's half of a civ. But
so much for speculating on our part.
Well, we'll see. I got to take my shot, right? You miss 100% of the shots you don't take, right?
Oh, I really wish we had the player cameras here as well.
I know. See them like the machinations of what they're thinking of, right?
What are they thinking?
What
is going on in that head?
So Myriad's going to opt to go for Frisian Marshes, it looks like.
Okay, Frisian it will be. Myriad has the Mongols, which is, of course, excellent there. And I think he'll whip it out.
You think Mongols here?
I think Mongols here.
Okay.
But it's Mongols against KT. Still, I think Mongols is the way.
That's... And you think KT for sure then from Wam?
I'm expecting it, but Wam also knows that Myriad has Mongols, so...
maybe he'll do something different? This is the kind of thing I love about a tournament play, too, is you get into this back and forth of the draft, and this is a skill that is just so underrated, I think, and understated, is that once you're in the game, the matchups, we can talk about that all day, but the amount of thinking and back and forth that goes on as they're trying to out-draft each other and out-choose the maps, and it really is a mind game.
What do you read out of Myriad's expression there?
He's cool as a cucumber, man. I don't know. He seems like...
I'm thinking he wants a cigarette.
Probably. He's as cool as a cucumber. It's hard to read his expression sometimes. He's just kind of chilling.
It is going to be KT versus OTD on Frisian. Okay.
What of the dragon?
So
against KT.
OTD and HRE both are really good on Frisian because if you just put the Aachen there, you have a lot of food to work with. And you can pump out so many units early. KT, of course, can just get so much wood early, and you drop down docks and fish boom, which also increases your food income, and then you can counter that. I do wonder who is favored here. Honestly, I'd say I like this for OTD a little bit, but then again, it is Wam.
It's Wam and it's KT. I know it's not a water map, but I feel like Knights Templar is pretty dangerous, even on this map.
I think on the first map, Wam had the better civ. Here, I think Myriad has the better civ for this particularly, but
it's hard to favor. Obviously, we're going to favor Wam in every game, right? Like let's pull that aside.
It's Wam.
It's Wam, so you're already at a disadvantage. Is the civ difference here enough to give Myriad an edge at all? Probably not, but even if it wasn't Wam, would this be enough?
Every time in any qualifier ever, if I rooted for Myriad, he lost. So I'm not going to do that.
So you're not going to say anything. Well, we're not supposed to really root for one or the other here. We can expect outcomes. We shouldn't root for outcomes. We've got to be impartial here. Yeah, I think the expectation would be Wam to take this, but the question is how. I'm curious in the how we get there.
We're burning docks.
We are
pushing KT in and hoping to not have them fast castle on us and take our relics.
So do you expect a Dark Age play from Order of the Dragon then?
No, honestly, I don't think we'll see Dark Age play from OTD, but
it's common though. It's definitely a common response. You could send the Dark Age, get on those early docks with a spear or two. You could wreak some havoc.
It used to be the thing to do, but honestly, we haven't seen an early barracks for OTD in a little while. But there are things to burn.
Yeah, there are things to burn, and it can be really useful. I guess if you're Myriad, are you thinking you take the risk for it? Is that out of the meta enough now that you can maybe try and flip the table a little bit and change things in your favor?
The thing is, KT is comfortable with going early spears as well.
This is true. If you
just chop wood, you get extra food.
You don't have to put down obviously, they don't have to worry about any kind of mills for anything for that. Like, lumber camps aren't a problem. They just get right onto the wood. So you have the extra wood to spend then on spears, so you're right.
I think Myriad will play a fast feudal, and I think Wam will immediately go fishing, and we'll see how that one works out.
Okay. So you think then pressing in feudal age on those docks for Wam? Well, I could see either way. I guess it'll be a coin flip to see what happens then, huh? We'll be diving in very shortly here. We should mention and thank our sponsors, World's Edge, for helping us get the prize pool ready for this tournament. We should thank everyone as well. If you like what you see here, you can order online your own hoodie, King of the Rockies.
I'd love to show my hoodie, but it's kind of like a different brand.
Different brand? Yeah, we're not selling those anymore. Sorry. He's got like, unique stuff, unique merch here. Yeah. We have most of the Extra Sheep boys here. Everyone except Sir Neville. Shout out to him who is getting married. So he remains.
He ditched us for that.
I was excited to see him when he's not here. But everyone else is here. We're excited to have you out from Germany here. This has been fun. Game 1's in the books now, and you'll be hearing from Beal later. He's here as well. It's the best thing about these LANs and the thing I love the most is just getting to see everyone, getting to hang out and just like go to get dinner and something.
It's a great experience. Honestly, how many LANs have I been at?
You've been to a lot.
There was King of the North. There was Garrison. I've not been to the first King of the Rockies, which was sad, but.
I mean, I've only been to King of the Rockies. Europe's a lot farther for me to get to than Denver would be. So.
And I'll say, I mean, it was not one of ours, but Red Bull counts in Heidelberg.
Yeah. It really is the magic of these local area kind of things. When we get together and actually see everyone face to face, it really is a different atmosphere here.
Yeah.
So but enough of that. Let's get into game number 2 of this best of 5.
In our southern spawn, we've got Wam01, the reigning champion. He's up 1-0, which our observer should just flip in a second because the score is wrong. But we do have the first stock immediately out. And Myriad opting to go for early stone. Interesting. I mean, I was not expecting to see a 2TC play from OTD. I am not confident it is.
Yeah, I don't really have a frame of reference. I mean, that could be a 2TC play, but... Is it?
I'll say if you leave Knights Templar alone with a fish boom, they will have a very fast castle age.
It's kind of a good idea. Like if Wam decides to play the eco game and just go for all the fishing. I mean, the tricky thing is though, is Wam's not going to just do that. He will poke and prod as well, so you're not going to get off scot-free. No. But I mean, it's going to be an elegant solution. I mean, 2TC uninterrupted Lord of the Dragon is dangerous.
No. There's 4 on stone for Myriad, so it is definitely going to be a 2TC play here. Yeah, this is not something I have expected. We do see the Aachen, as you'd expect here, right on the wood line, because you want a lot of wood here if you want to fish boom as well. But yeah, right now, I mean, with this opening, I am interested to see what Myriad is cooking here. Did Wam scout this out yet? I don't think. I think his scout was off to the left side. Myriad is seeing the dog. I mean, that is no surprise.
That should not be a surprise.
You pick KT for a reason on this map.
Waiting to see what the look is. He has not, I don't think, seen that just yet.
Kingdom of France coming in for Wam. No surprise either. You get the Confetti Knights, as I like to call them. The Chevalier Confrère.
Cow on it, as always. Shout out to our production crew here, getting everything here live. There's a lot of
How did I
stuff.
not expect this?
You didn't? I totally, the moment you started talking, I expected it.
I ran into that one. I'm sorry, guys.
No, run into more. We like it. Myriad has now been seen by Wam. Wam sees the villagers on stone, so he'll have an idea of what's being cooked up by Myriad. Going onto the berry there. Interesting.
Yeah, I wonder. He didn't have enough for the doctor at that moment, but he's going to drop it in a second. I wonder if he moved as a reaction to seeing the stone, or if he had moved anyway, because he had the villager out there.
I think that villager was already en route, so I think that was already in the process of...
Yeah. Feudal Age coming in for Wam. Let's see if he immediately goes for a stable to be a little bit aggressive, maybe catch Myriad out, but he's not going to be in time. Myriad has almost enough resources to drop the TC, and he's almost feudal. Yeah, that's the stable for Wam.
Yeah, he is going to go for some cavalry, of course, but yeah, that town center is going to be up pretty quick. Now, here's the question. Where do you put it? Do you just kind of just stick it inside the base and boom inside? And you can't really get aggressive with the placement of that, right? It has to be within range of TC.
TCs are unfortunately no longer a real defensive mechanism.
Okay, I'm curious your thoughts.
Unfortunately for Myriad, TCs are no longer a big defensive line.
I just remember like a couple years ago, back in the olden days when you could fit like 10+ villagers in those things, just not being happy about that.
Wam immediately researching the Pilgrim, by the way. It is already en route to the sacred site.
I think that's a great choice because you know your opponent's booming. Like there's no threat at all, so you might as well, get
Wam is booming hard. Myriad will have catch up with his 2TC play.
Scouts now in the middle of a foot race, and they say hi and bye.
Honestly, I'm very worried here for Myriad. I'm not sure if he can keep up with the Pilgrims and the Mars Fish Boom. And Wham, currently, I mean, he made one Chevalier just to annoy and be present on the map. How did he put it in his videos? To keep your opponent honest?
That's a really good way of putting it. And that's, like I said, if you leave it unabated, if you just don't touch Myriad at all, maybe you can keep up, right? But obviously a player like Wham's not going to do that. You have to have some kind of military presence, even if a small one.
That's the fourth dock coming in for Wham.
Man, that's a lot. His economy is going to be completely online here in about 20 seconds. That Chevy's still running around the field looking for something, just kind of scouting around, keeping that scout honest, if anything.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of honesty here, Myriad does not have any units. There is... Okay, we just swapped over, sorry. He does not have any production buildings either. He just went for tower, he went for TC. He's also greeting hard. There is the barracks coming up. So, what do you expect to see next? I mean, if I look at Wham's resource split, he's going for extra chevaliers. He's putting up an archery range that Myriad immediately spotted. But this could also just be a bait, because he saw the scout right there. And he's on so many docks that he could very easily skip over to Castle Age very quickly.
Like, I'm looking at that food income for Wham, and I'm just waiting for it to skyrocket. Right now it says 373 a minute. I'm waiting for that to just jump to 1,000 here in a minute.
I mean, Myriad is currently shoreline fishing with a bunch of villagers, and those are OTD villagers, which are faster.
There's a Pilgrim doing a little jig.
I don't think we have the Pilgrim up. Oh my god, he's just...
You're just doing the Pilgrim shuffle, you know?
Yeah, he's shuffling in.
You don't do that, you know, every chance you get?
I haven't been on a pilgrimage yet, but
when you do,
I'll definitely do the shuffle next time.
All the cool
Chevalier
Pilgrims do it.
though, he is in the base, and we're trying to body block, but that is not going to happen.
That one's going to go down.
Oh, how unfortunate. Yeah.
But he will lose the Chevy fort. The shivs come out. The villagers avenge their fallen comrade.
Okay, Myriad scouted out the scout right there sitting from Wham. I hope he gets him, and he needs 2 good pokes. Chevalier is out, but there's already 2 spears on the map, so not really anything that Wham can do. Still only 2 on gold for Wham. He's going to stay in Feudal Age for a little.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to be in a rush, does he? He's kind of just letting his eco do its thing first.
I mean, the Pilgrims are good income, if Myriad is not contesting them at all.
Which he's not, really. I mean, he's only got a couple spears in the field now. He's got the 1 horseman in the queue. And the fishing just uninterrupted so far. That's going to start paying some really big dividends. And up to 500 food. I'm like looking at the Wham's food a minute in the corner. It's going to just keep going up and up and up.
Yeah. I mean, it's also a very finite resource, right? He has 3 shipping boats in that, so in about 5 minutes, the first pond is going to run out.
I don't think it's a huge deal. Like you're right. It's not sustainable long term, but I think that's enough of a springboard to really get Wham in a strong position.
Honestly, if you look at Wham's army count right now, he's going full feudal, and yeah, Myriad will have to match that, or he's going to be cut off from his own food income. Myriad is out on the shoreline with his villagers. He's in the back there on the deer, and if Wham can catch that, you know, it's going to be a really bad time for Myriad. That spear is also already taking half his health in damage. No, he's just going to go down.
He's not going to see his wife and kids ever again. He's going down, down, down. Or will he?
For all intents and purposes, he's dead, because there's no healing for OTD and Feudal.
Yeah, there is, and he will be dead if he ever shows his face around again. I want to point everyone's attention to the bottom left of your screen right now. We do have some additional overlay magic worked by our production crew. We can see the TC idle time. So we can see that Myriad has idled 36 seconds, so he's only a 93% efficient there.
In his defense, dragon villagers are costly.
Costly indeed, and dropping like flies. There they go. All of them but 2 just immediately wiped down. That was brutal raid from Wham coming in. Myriad with a slow reaction. That is going to be costly. That is so much value lost if you're Order of the Dragon, even with 2 town centers.
Yeah, correctly anticipating Wham's army there with the upgrade on the outpost, but just a little late on the reaction. And Wham just body blocks and takes away 3 of them.
Man, 4 villagers for Order of the Dragon in a heartbeat. That's like losing like a good 7-8 vills for anyone else. And that's a lot. That's a huge hit.
Yeah, gold is also idled out. At least, okay, Myriad is starting some farms in, but that is also costly. Like
you don't want to be farm transitioning in Feudal Age when you're on the ropes. Like, that's not a good sign.
On the Aachen, you kind of can. It is not as bad as it is for other civs. Nice catch there by Myriad. Just body blocking. I guess the Chevalier helped.
But it's going to be too little and too late as we see more Chevys looking around for more kills. Not going to find any there. Myriad's quick on the draw, but you're in a tough spot for Myriad here, because now look at the military numbers, and I know it's Order of the Dragon, but 36-10, even with Order of the Dragon units, is not a good look.
Myriad is evacuating his villagers from the shoreline fish right there. But can he make it away?
No, he can't. Drops another one.
Wam has such a great position here, just idling out the entire food economy. Look at Myriad's food right now. Sure, the income looks okay, but Wam has more, and at the same time, that's gonna go down in a second because it's idle. 2 extra archery ranges. Wam wants to finish this game. Just 800 food though in the bank.
With 800 a minute coming in, and here comes the first Rams. I think Wam smells blood within the water. I think he knows he's got the upper hand. He's got the food income. He's slowed down Myriad's production enough. If he can just kind of keep poking and prodding, I don't think those 2 town centers are doing enough for Myriad right now. He's trying to move out. We see him on the deer up here, trying to find outside food sources, which is what he needs to do. The question is, can it be enough?
He's slowly trying to... I mean, he's trying to keep up there. If you look at the income at the bottom left, Wam is about 1,000 resources ahead of him at this point, but that's, I guess, mostly due to idle time. So Myriad's income is not bad when he can actually cover.
Wam just really posturing here. That Ram doing some good damage.
We've got 8 OTD archers, and, you know, they shoot once per second. They're really good damage output, but Wam is up to 30 archers at this point, and he's going Castle Age in a second.
Tower lit on fire from the Ram. Yeah, Wam's in such a strong spot here, because Myriad is nowhere near Castle Age, and once Wam drops this down, like, there's just, you're going to be so far behind, there's nothing you can do. And there it is, Angevin Empire coming in.
And this is Myriad's moment to do something. Angevin Empire in 40 seconds is going to hit, and then you got the upgrade still coming. But Myriad needs to do something now. He needs to realize this is what is happening, and I'm sure he knows. With Wam just posturing with archers, you kind of expect that, and you don't see extra Chevalier because they would be too expensive to go castle behind.
That Ram a little too far from home is going to go down, but damage already dealt with it. You know, at this point, like, Wam could almost deal a killing blow now. He's almost to that point. And going castle behind this, it's so demoralizing when you're playing against an opponent who's this, like, viciously ahead of you. Archers could trade out pretty well right here, but the problem is the Chevys are right behind him.
Yeah, Wam has not clicked any upgrades yet, but he also is struggling for the gold. I guess we don't see the upgrades. What did he do with the gold? Wam? Wam? Talk to me.
I'm like looking. Is he making heavy spears? What's that unit he's making up there?
Oh yeah, those are heavy spears.
Yeah.
Myriad does not have any cavalry, but he's also not able to do that now that the heavy spears are entering the field. And, you know, they're basically a little weaker men-at-arms that counter cavalry. And Myriad does not have any anti-armor in field.
Yeah, those things will be able to handle, stand toe-to-toe against the Gilded Spearmen. Not much that Myriad can do here. He's looking for a miracle at this point, but I don't think his economy is going to be able to get him ahead enough because the fishing uninterrupted for Wam has just provided so much value. Even though now Myriad is actually eclipsed Wam in food production, it's just too late.
I mean, Myriad is online now as far as his economy goes, but he's 1 age behind, and he is upgrades behind, and he's army behind.
I think his army could probably stand and at least do kind of hold against Wam for a bit, especially with Defender's advantage. But again, like, you're down in age. That's not going to last forever. You can maybe reproduce what you have right now, but you couldn't do it twice.
Yeah. I mean, Myriad is going to try to get to Castle Age in a second here. And he needs to have enough gold to also get some upgrades. And Wam's not going to allow it. His upgrades are in. He is going to come knocking.
Chevy's wrapping around the TC up to the north side there. Burgrave being dropped in the back. Will it be enough to save Myriad as Wam pushes in onto the extra TC up there?
Wam knows exactly where to hurt him. He knows if he just sits on this gold, Myriad's Castle Age does nothing.
And that TC is actually proving really good as a defensive spot for Myriad. That's the only access to gold he has right now. If it weren't for that, he wouldn't have any gold at all.
We've got some Rams coming up. Double Rams. And how's Rams army looking? We've got close to 50 archer, and we've got the heavy spearmen coming. How do you counter this as Myriad? Of course, you need the archer upgrade immediately. Did he put up a market so he can actually afford his castle age upgrades? Don't think so. Force dropping off, missing two.
And here comes the push. Chevy's immediately onto the town center. Rams right behind, taking the long way as the archers and heavy spears of Wham dive in between the town centers, picking off everything they see in sight. And this is going to be probably the death punch coming in.
Myriad just does not want to fight for the next 25 seconds still.
He's got no choice, though.
Wham is not letting him.
Yeah, Myriad wants time, and he has none as the town center, with 8 villagers in it, goes down. Those villagers will now be also added to the casualty list, as Wham is just making it whose house his house, as he stands right in between the Aachen and the town center, dealing and exchanging fire with the archers of Myriad. There is nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. This will be game.
And that is a 2-0 for Wham, honestly. That, I mean, Myriad with the 2 TC play, unexpected here. But,
maybe on any other map. Maybe not on Frisian Marshes, right? Like, with how much food there is for Wham to go get.
I can see this working, but the timing for KT is just too good. Wham sees the second TC and he knows, okay, I can just get away with everything.
Yeah.
And he went 5 docks, I believe. 5 docks, double pilgrim.
Double pilgrim, 5 docks, and you're stuck in your base trying to do 2 town center.
Yeah, I don't think any of the pilgrims have ever been contested, so yeah.
It is
rough. It is rough.
It's a tough matchup, I think, just in general. But it's just what you're doing is too slow, right? When your opponent has something that's faster, there's not much you can do. And when you're going against likes of Wham, you're really behind the 8 ball. I mean, there's just not much you can do.
I mean, I can see that. You're the underdog. You kind of need to pull something out of your head, and just going full greed is one of those.
Unfortunately for Myriad, it does not work. He falls down to 2-0. On the ropes now, Wham with a match point coming up here. So we talked about Cliffside with Zhu Shi for Myriad. He gets to pick again. Does he do it this time, do you think? I mean, this is the do or die moment now. So this is where you would need to pick your best outcome. Like
Zhu Shi, Mongol Delhi would be... I mean, he has HRE for Prairie.
Do you go for a Prairie?
And there we've got our statistics. I mean, yeah, Wham's income is just quite a bit better. Unexpectedly, you see... I mean, Wham didn't have any villagers on food.
It was all fishing ships.
It is all
yeah, I'm
fishing.
actually surprised to see the food as close as it was. I think that's the power of the Aachen Chapel. I mean, Myriad was putting a ton of farms on that Aachen.
Yeah. As I said earlier, the second Wham pushed in, Myriad was basically set up on his economy and was matching Wham, but it's just too late. The timing for Knights Templar is right there. Wham knows it. Wham comes in.
It's tough. Like, what do you do once you're getting your bases crushed in from all the stuff? Like, it's with all that fishing eco and all that stuff and the pilgrims, Wham just had a really good opportunity there. And with the 2, I'm looking at like 2 TC could work, but then when you start dropping villagers like flies on top of that, you lose the advantage that town center gave you. You're now playing really behind. There's no way to make that up anymore. It's a tough go. It's a tough go. But I'm looking forward now. This is do or die for Myriad. Like, if you want to get a game off of Wham, you got to do it now.
Definitely.
If you want to flip the script and actually somehow win this series, you have to start here and now. So now I think if you're looking at the draft and you're looking at what you want to pick, you got to pick your best civ on your best map. Like, you have to. You can't play for maybe a better matchup later. You have to play for the best matchup now, because if you don't, there's probably not going to be a matchup later.
Okay, I'll say we play Cliffside and we pick Mongols.
Mongols on Cliffside. Yeah. And what's your thought process on that?
My thought process is if Wham whips out the Byzantine, Mongols is quite happy. If Wham whips out the Malians, Mongols is still okay, depending on spawn. It's okay against the Ottomans as well with the very close spawn. It's good against Ayubids with the very close spawn.
So you're thinking Cliffside Mongols, huh?
I mean, he also has a decent civ for Prairie as well.
Yeah, HRE would be pretty good on Prairie, but I think...
It could also be that Myriad just enjoys standard land maps and he's going for Arabia.
There we go. We can see it. We could see it. I mean, Arabia's... I feel like you're looking for an advantage, though, right? Like, you
want the advantage. Is your advantage comfort? Is your advantage the map and the civ?
Yeah, I think you're looking for something. You got to get some kind of edge. I think sometimes it reaches a point where you can't always get the matchup you want. So I think at this point, you pick whatever civ you are best at. Pick the best civ you are at. You know when you are the most comfortable with. Pick your comfort pick. and then pick whatever map you think is going to give you the best opportunity with that. So I don't know which one that is. I'd have to chat with Myriad to see what he likes best. But
I know that Myriad likes Zushi best. I think Mongol would probably be the better pick for this.
But can he execute with it is the question. Like, does he feel comfortable going with that?
I'm confident that all of these players can execute on any civ.
That's fair. That's fair. Because Zushi on Cliffside, it's not a bad choice either. Like, that could be equally as viable. Heck, even on really any of these maps, maybe not Prairie. I don't feel like Zushi on Prairie feels very good, but...
Secret information for you guys.
TBD, we'll find out soon, right?
Wam just walked by. I guess he's going to the restroom real quick. Yeah, he looks very, very relaxed, but he's up 2-0. He has a reason to.
This is the point of the tournament where I don't think even the underdogs are feeling unrelaxed at this point. Like, if you kind of know, like Myriad said himself, he doesn't expect to win this series. Maybe he's hoping to take a game, maybe two, maybe make it a competitive series, but you're not expecting to move on. You're not going to be stressed. You're wetting your whistle a little bit, right? You're just kind of getting the vibes, getting ready. You're hoping to compete maybe down in the losers bracket if that's what you expect, if you're going against the likes of Wam.
Yeah.
You take it as a warm-up and you move on from there. We're taking a look as he's giving us Wham's giving us a stink eye as he walks by.
that was an evil smirk.
That's the best thing about this tournament is, so often we sit on our couches at home casting these guys. It's really fun to get to be in person with them, hang out, chat about the games after the fact, and that's just the magic of the LAN events. If anyone at home gets a chance to ever go, make it happen if you can. It's really fun. It's such a fun event to come to.
I mean, there's a reason why I'm here.
Yeah, I mean, he came. I mean, how many kilometers is that? Like, that's thousands and thousands, right?
Do I need to convert it yet? I'm guessing that's like 7,000.
1,000 miles? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I think so. 14,000 kilometers, somewhere around that range.
I'm not sure if that's like a direct line or if that's just the travel distance for the plane.
It's a long. Needless to say, it's a long way. How is a sleep schedule adjustment? Because that's one thing we'd be looking at with some of these players coming on. So Myriad, has to adjust his schedule. Thankfully for Wam, like, he's Canadian. It's maybe like an hour off. Like, for me, I'm only an hour off of my normal time.
I'll say 2 days ago when the Canadians arrived, they looked very, very tired. Myriad is like, yeah, okay, this is my normal sleep schedule. I sleep on an 8 times anyway.
I think the joke with Cow is that like his sleep schedule's so backwards at home that when he gets out here, he's like on a normal sleep schedule all of a sudden because it's night and day, literally. He's nodding at me, like, giving me a smirk down there. Yeah, it's so. That gamer lifestyle can be flipped on its head when you travel halfway across the world. So what do you do to overcome that though if you're a player? Like, it's like we got like Louis came in last night, right? So later in the season, that's a big
really
time
rough.
change and on short notice.
How many hours was he on the plane? I think his total travel time was like 17 hours or more. It is not pretty. But yeah, how do you overcome that as a pro player? I guess it's just physical shape, right?
I guess
that is one aspect of it. And other than that, well,
lots of water, lots of rest.
Don't come in on the night before the tournament.
Don't come. Yeah, try to get in earlier. Is that the option? I guess like overcoming that, you have to sleep right. You got to find some time to get some rest. Maybe you caffeinate before you play. Try and get ready to go. It's tough though. But that is something we will be looking out on as we look at some of these players. Like, for instance, like Wam's on a pretty normal schedule. Like, maybe if he's tired, it's his own fault, right?
Yeah.
If Myriad's tired, I don't think anyone here would blame him for being tired when his normal, like right now, it's supposed to be like midnight over in Germany right now. Like, it's
sometimes I get up.
No, what time?
I get up in the morning.
7 o'clock at night. Okay.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's like a world away.
My kid just tried to call me and say goodnight. I pushed him away. I feel bad. But quite honestly, sometimes I get up in the morning. I drive my kid to school, get ready to work, and. Then I look at my Steam page and Myriad is playing.
And that's the funny thing is some of these pro players, their schedules are so wacky anyways. Like, that's the true gamer stereotype, right? Of like any degenerate hour is ready to go. Like 3 a.m, we game. Out here, hopefully they get good sleep and are ready to go.
I mean, it's my mistake really, but sometimes I try to get Myriad for like an answer to a question on normal EU schedule. It doesn't work.
Yeah. Well, we talked about this on the Extra Sheet podcast like a year or so ago about like how your physical condition can affect your gameplay. We don't talk about that terribly often, but like if you're really, really tired and you're just feeling miserable, you've had a long day of work, you sit down and you're going to start playing AoE 4, are you going to be at your best?
Oh, no.
No, not at all, right? But then if you have like let's say it's a Saturday, you slept in, you did some like yard work outside, you're feeling good, you come in, eat some food, sit down, you're feeling great. You're going to knock out 5 games and win all of them, right? Like, it really does affect, like, how you feel and how you do.
I tried that. I didn't win all 5, but
the point stands, though, yeah?
The point stands.
Okay. 4 or
I think,
5.
I think
You
there
know?
might have been other factors.
There was a day I remember. I think my best day ever. I won 13 in a row. I went from like high gold all the way up to like mid upper like plat or not plat diamond upper diamond, and I had 12 in a row. I like didn't know when it was gonna end. I was just cruising. That was back when gamboing was a thing with Ayubids, and I was riding that train, and it was working really well.
Don't talk down the Gamba Wing.
I won't. It was one of the best days of my life in AoE 4 because I just was cruising, and I mean 12 in a row is insane. I mean that doesn't matter what level you are to win that many in a row. And I was feeling the vibes. I was like I had a great day. I was well rested. It makes a difference when you feel good. You play well.
Oh yeah.
So hopefully these guys are sleeping in. I know it's kind of funny because like every night everyone likes to go get dinner, have some fun. Like we're here and so we're all hanging out, but then we stay up way too late. So.
Yeah, honestly, I'm still tired.
I was my shout out to my lovely wife who's doing some work over there. She had to run to the McDonald's, get me some caffeine, give me some Dr Pepper, something to get my brain waking up. Even I had to get up really early to fly out here. Was up at 3 o'clock yesterday morning.
I only got up at 6, but then I had how many hours? 17 hours of travel. Okay, there were 4 hours of just waiting around at the Munich airport. But
I drove longer than I flew. I had to drive of almost 2 hours to get to the airport, and then the flight itself was only 2 hours for me. So I drove, and then from the airport in Denver to get here is like a 30-40 minute drive. So I drove more than I flew to get here, ironically enough. But I still had to get up at 3 in the morning to do it yesterday. So it was a long day.
Yeah, it's definitely rough for the players. Most of them came in on, I'll say, we had most of them come in on Tuesday, some on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So they at least got 1 or 2 days to accumulate.
Louis, though, came in late last night, right? So that's I
I
don't know how he's going to do that.
I think he did the same thing at Garrison, if I remember right. Like, he came in the day or the night before, and yeah, I don't know how he did it.
He's been
he performed.
Louis is one of those guys, like, when he's on it, man, he is, like, top 3 easy. Like, easy. You know? Like, when he's on his game, he is crazy good. So maybe he knows a secret to travel that we don't. Maybe he just has it unlocked and he knows what to do or something. I'll have to ask him.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy travel. I'm sorry.
It's traveling. Those long
airplanes
flights
are not my favorite place to be.
Not fun. If I could fly first class, it'd be great. But being like a little sardine in coach is not it. It's not fun. But it's worth it to be here.
I could be rude and say maybe the secret is to just not have as long legs, so you can just actually relax.
Be a little shorter. Yeah. He's taller than I thought he'd be, by the way.
Yeah, he's shorter than I thought he'd be. I thought he would be like...
That's probably Sir Neville's, who is not here and we're sad about. Hopefully he's watching live, and we do miss him. He's the one extra sheep guy who's not at our American land. I'm very sad, but congratulations to him. He's getting married. So, well, I think our players are getting ready here. They were taking a quick breather, using the restroom, getting ready for the next game. So
we actually have the Arabia pick.
We got the Arabia pick.
And we've got the comfort pick going into Zushi, but
into the comfort picks.
It is Byzantine against Zushi. It is not a bad matchup for Zushi, but it is Wam on Byzantines. It's scary.
Would this matchup, I'm just curious what you think, would this matchup be better on Cliffside for Myriad?
Yes, I think so.
And that's, I think, why I would have picked Cliffside personally, but again, I am not at the level of Myriad, so I will not overly critique it, because he's, despite the fact that Wam might be able to play circles around him at times, any of these guys, I was saying earlier, I feel kind of embarrassed even opening up the game next to some of these guys. Like, just how fast they can click and move.
This is your opportunity. You just sit down and play, and they're bound to wander over and check. Okay, we've got Marine Lord versus Marine Lord and Frisian Marshes. That is amazing.
Game number 1, Marine Lord versus himself. What are we looking at?
It.
This is beautiful. It's a beautiful look. I wish I could say this is a live feed of what Denver looks like, but it's very brown here right now. We're up in arid prairies of the Rocky Mountains.
It's so dusty, and it's also...
It is very dusty. It's dry. My voice feels so dry right now.
But anyway, where it's not dry right now on Arabia, we've got Wam, where we're following the scout, in the northern spawn on the Byzantine Empire, and we've got Myriad playing Zushi Legacy in the south. Whew. Let's see. We've got the forward gold for Myriad. I don't think it'll be a factor because Zushi is usually the one in the driver's seat here early on at least. Where are our deer pamps? Oh wait, we've got 2 deer packs right next to Myriad's base. That is beautiful.
You've got to go pro scouts with that, right?
I mean, you go pro scouts anyway.
I mean, you go anyways, but like, yeah, especially with that right there, that's such a nice thing. Both of those, however, on Wam's side, very close. Also,
I think Wam will just try to defend his own pack there, going for the barracks and some Limitani.
Yeah, he's not really in a rush because his late game transition is going to be much better and easier than when Myriad's would be.
This is just standard opening for Byzantines right now. And the really nice thing for Wam is, because he's facing Zushi, he's not expecting any Dark Age aggression, because Zushi wants to play off their timings. They want to go on the Pro Skies immediately. So they're not going to try to delay you, so he's probably going to be able to drop down the winery and not have that contested.
Yeah, that winery should be easy to get up right there. First cistern's already up right there. Yeah, we expect it right about there. It's kind of where I expect that winery to be. Right about there. Yep.
I mean, it's exposed, and you could definitely go be an aggressor on that, but Zushi is just not that civ.
No, it's really not. And we see all the villagers on the sheep on the mill there getting the tax income.
I'm curious, can we quickly check Myriad's... Okay, let's check the meditation garden first, and afterwards we're going to check how he does the mill. Because there is a trick where you drop off small amounts of food to get more taxes on your mill. And most of the pro players are doing that. Well,
I've not heard of this. Oh, yeah, wait. Is it the standard drop-off? Like?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
If you watch Vortex's stream, for example, he does that constantly. It is very micro-intensive. You drop off every 3-4 food, but you know, you get a lot of money. Grand Winery is coming up for Wam as expected, with the cistern going next to it.
I really like that cistern placement. Nice, close, tight. Touching that gold right there as well.
I mean, this is exactly what you want as Byzantine. Can we quickly check that market to see what kind of mercenary he might have accessed? Sipahi. I mean,
not bad.
Come on, Wam. You have to.
And it's right there. It's right in his base. I mean, if you're Byzantines and you get that kind of spawn, you're just kind of like giggling to yourself. Like, this is great. Like, you have that as an ace up your sleeve. Like, maybe you don't always use it, but when you got Sipahi, like, you could. I mean, you at least put your mercenary house right there just because.
Yeah.
Like, it just opens up the opportunity for you. Why wouldn't you?
Meditation garden, I guess it's decent. You got a full wood line, you got all the berries, you got 1 gold. There's better but there's better gardens, but it is fine.
It's not a detriment to him by any means.
Yeah. What is that guy doing here? Oh, we've got a proxy barracks that Wam unfortunately immediately scouts out. And wait, is that an Akritoy villager? Yes. Scout. Who's the other guy? It's a villager, and he's definitely poking Myriad's guy.
He's going to supervise it with the Imperial official.
Supervision is here, and we've got a palace guard. Okay,
this is great.
This is the way, because Byzantines has a really hard time dealing with armored units. So palace guards, a very nice touch here, and you know, Wam went for the winery. The winery is exposed. Was exposed because there is a tower coming up. And if Myriad wants to put a tower, he has to go all the way around. Double tower for Wam. Yeah, he knows. Yeah. He knows this is dangerous.
You know, a lesser, like on the ladder, if you're like on ranked ladder, like say you're sitting around plat or maybe even diamond, you could get away with this and maybe get put in like a stealth force. Your opponent might not even see it. At this level, these guys are so good at scouting that Wam sees that right away. But I love this play from Myriad just because it kind of changes the meta a little bit here. It's pushing an issue. He knows he's kind of at a disadvantage. He knows he needs to do something a little off meta maybe to really put kind of Wam off kilter.
This was a really nice play. Unfortunately, Wam scout walked right by when he got
like strategically a great choice. Unfortunately, Wam is just able to counter it.
Immediately outpost upgrade. Like Myriad is not going to be able to contest the winery. So if he just walks around and goes for the stone there, he can burn the cistern. That is all in the open. But we've got Wam putting up the wall, and Myriad is not noticing. That's rough already.
I will say, this is how Myriad goes out in this series. He's going out with a bang, though. Like, and I can respect him for it. This is very fun.
It's a very fun moment here.
As here
Myriad is just gonna run in, realize this tower is upgraded, and there's a second tower behind it, and realize, yeah, that's not happening.
Where's Myriad's scout at? Does he not see that?
And Wam is going for the Kashik contract. Unfortunately, we're not going to be having Sipai.
I wish he had that scout up and he could have seen these things happening. That's a bit of a mistake, unfortunately, for Myriad, not having the scout up front, just kind of hiding back there, not being useful. Because he could have maybe seen some of this stuff coming, but...
Contesting the woodlines will also be very favorable for him, but he cannot get at it with this wall here, trying to burn it, and Wam's first Kashik numbers are coming in a minute.
The one detriment of this play is Myriad's on a bit of a timer here because he doesn't have professional scouts coming in. He doesn't have a ton of food. He's going to have to send his own villagers out to go get more food.
And Myriad is on the other side. But yeah, Wam just thinking about burning the tower. He does not do it after all.
Is he gonna lose that villager? Oh, that was close. That villager building a tower right there almost went down. It was probably about a hit away or two.
I should go here. And now Wam could just be annoying and run out and get some charges in, but he chooses to go all the way around. Like, you cannot contest this amount of palace guards with just 2 Keshik. But,
no, this is a very scary mass. I do like that he's adding towers around, trying to constrict Wam into where he's at. Which, I mean, Byzantines can kind of handle. You know, they could really, especially later in the game, they don't need a lot of real estate to do what they want to do.
The issue for Myriad here is now he's fully open at home. He did not pro scout, so his food economy is exposed. And yeah, he's immediately pulling back the villagers that are too many here and wouldn't fit in the tower.
Yeah, and that's the detriment of not being able to go pro scouts with this
running in,
play.
And we've got the first casualty of the game. He's just gonna die. Yeah, he's just gonna... No. Does not want to brave the TC.
He really should get the upgrades before diving in. And if he gets that ranged armor upgrade, that would help him go a long way here. Definitely want that before diving onto the TC especially.
The annoying part for Myriad is like all his army is currently on the right side. If Wam decides, yeah, I'm gonna get rid of the tower on the left, he can. He's just gonna hit Akratoy, pull his villagers in, burn the thing. It's not fortified. Palace guards are moving in all the way in the back. Myriad knows that Wam currently does not have an army to contest him. Oh, Wam is on the back ult there.
Well, that could be a really good find if he can get on that. Archer's picking off the spears. Palace guards trying to chase him back down. And yeah, Wam moving out to the wood because his own wood is basically null and void now with those towers that Myriad put up. So he's having to move out. Keshik coming back, trying to get onto the Palace guards. Again, they're not enough. The Archer mass is at least able to do some trickle damage though.
Yeah, the trickle damage is actually really meaningful. Palace guards have 1 less pierce armor compared to regular men-at-arms. So these archers actually do damage. Wam does not have the balance projectile set.
Again, I really wish Myriad would get the ranged armor upgrade. That would go a long way.
He finds the woodline though, but in the meantime, Wam finds the stone of Myriad, takes out 2. But Myriad doing quite a bit of damage here, takes... Yeah, okay, it's only 1. So Wam equalized the playing field, and he's on 5 cistern levels behind as well. Myriad is not pro scouting.
Ooh, I like how he's putting the house right there. Wam using the ability, I think, for the houses, spreading those out so he can get some more vision later on. It's a great choice. It's those little things with civs sometimes that if you want to be at a high level, you gotta know those things for each civ.
The outposts are upgraded, so the only woodline that Wam currently has access to is the one in the back, and Myriad has enough of an army to run in there and do the same thing he just did and just idle it out. Instead, going for the winery. These outposts are not fortified, but if you look at Myriad's gold, that is another 2 villagers down.
Yeah, Myriad needs to keep the pressure on Wam, because Wam's gonna sneak out some Keshiks and keep doing damage in the backfield as well. Palace guards kind of playing some cat and mouse, looking for an angle, but that tower doing some more trickle damage. That might even get one there, and it does.
Hiding under that tower is so costly for Myriad.
He really needs that upgrade.
I kind of expected him to just, you know, commit and go in and try to burn it, but he's not doing it.
Yeah, the more he gives Wam time, the worse things are going to get for him. He needs to keep the pressure up. It's the moment that it kind of gives Wam a moment to stabilize is the moment that Myriad's going to start falling behind. If you look at the numbers, it's pretty even. It's just the fact that Wam can't really counter these men-at-arms. Palace guards, just tanky boys.
Myriad's army cannot be contested right now, which is why he's bold enough to just walk under this. But if he bleeds enough, that's going to change real quick. And Wam even saves the Keshik while he goes for another raid, takes another villager and idles him at home. This is rough, but yeah. Look at that. The winery is now idle, but all the berries are already gone. He's
lost a lot of Palace guards doing it. That feels pretty bad. The army value now in favor of Wam for the first time this game. Those Keshiks are just doing so much in the backfield. This is exactly what you do when you're under pressure. This is clinical from Wam. When you're under pressure up front in your base, you got to send just two knight units if you have them. Get some damage done behind this, and that's how you stay in this game. So even if you lose a couple villagers, your opponent's losing some as well, and it just negates any advantage they were getting. And eventually, if your opponent ever, breaks on your fortifications, then you're all the more ahead.
Yeah, we're just getting lucky that the Keshik view range was too short to realize that he's putting up the tower. The tower is not upgraded, so this is just idling out. But can he get it?
Wow, 5 HP in a dream as the Keshik gets away. A lot of Vills idle here, though. That's a long walk home for them. Palace guards pretty quick on their feet as well, but aren't going to take a lot of damage from those archers. Going to have to back off. He doesn't have a lot of them anymore. Only down to 11. He's got 3 more in the queue. But Myriad needs to be cognizant of how many he has and how much he can spend on replacing them.
The scary part is Myriad does not have range defense. He
Still.
does not have a blacksmith. Oh, and Wam actually just burning his towers with his ram behind the wall because...
That's super cool.
Yeah, you know, why not? But these archers will now do a lot of damage to these palace guards. And I think Myriad's unkillable army is now a lot more killable.
Yeah, again, not getting those upgrades. He does have it now. Myriad's got the armor upgrade, but to that end, Wam has the balanced projectiles, so it kind of negates it there.
It was overdue, but Wam getting rid of the towers now. Myriad knows he needs to make something happen, and fighting here is not the answer because look at that. Wam's just gonna walk behind his wall and be like, yeah, sure, come, let's do it again.
Wam walls proving very clutch here. The investment took a little while to pay off, but payoff it has done now. And now this is kind of where the wheels might fall off for Myriad if he's not careful.
I mean, the Kashik numbers are under control, so that's not the issue. But if you look at Wam's resources, if he can make it to Castle Age, this game is over.
Well, to that end, Wam needs to defend his gold. Myriad needs to get onto the gold somehow.
Ram in the front to draw a little bit of that melee aggro, but Myriad has good control here, and then now he's just going to go in. But unfortunately, we have the 15 full slotted town center behind that. And it's just hiding back.
This is not looking good, and I said that Wam needs to defend his gold, but he's actually already got the gold in the bag. All he needs now is the food, and he can click up. I mean, he wants to keep mining gold for the upgrades and for the other units he's going to need, but right now, Wam is in a really good spot. He's held this very well. Feels like Myriad just needed to get a little more damage right there. We're looking at it right there. That wood line was the key a couple minutes ago.
Palace guard numbers are down to 9 single digits. This is not the way. This is not where you want to be against 24 upgraded archers.
Keshik with 13 HP, still being an absolute nuisance. Walking around, looking for more kills. Idleville might become a casualty here if he sees it. Or not.
The Vil could... No, the Vil cannot take the Kashik. It heals too much.
I still very much like this play from Myriad, though. This was a very fun play. I think it might have been the right call, too, honestly, in this position. I think it came down a little bit to execution, though.
Let's not call him dead just yet, as we see the horsemen enter the field for the first time. Can we please kill that Kashik with some Vils? There we go.
There we go.
But yeah, Wam is just gonna leg it up to Castle Age with a bunch of towers and a bunch of archers. And if he can get there, well...
There still is a pretty formidable force of Myriad there. He's got 12 palace guards. There's still not a great answer from Wam for that for the time being. There is a window. It's closing, but there is still a window there. The villager's already on the pole. See, this is the vision. Those houses, given the vision for Wam. He knows what's coming. He lost the ram. Obviously, he really knows that this is coming up. So the villager's able to get out of there before any damage happens.
Gold tower is being built. Myriad does not see it, does not have a scout here. And Ram's entire army is there, while Myriad is stuck behind the Byzantine base with his palace guards. And the horsemen are not here yet.
Yeah, horsemen just a little too slow to get to where they need to go. And once Wam gets up to Castle Age, I think the wheels will fall off at that point. Yeah. I mean, House guard's getting kind of trapped here.
Is he just gonna run away? It looks like it, but he's gonna bleed a few more units there. Wam's being idled out on those berries, but he doesn't necessarily need them here. Wouldn't come for Wam. He doesn't have a whole lot, but as soon as the Golden Home with 5 water levels is up, that's gonna pump out a whole bunch. And all he needs is the Archer upgrade to win this game.
Yeah, he's definitely got a death ball with 26 of them walking around. They've already been picking off quite a couple of palace guards in the feudal age.
10 horsemen now. And Myriad has revealed them. They have been shown under the tower. There's the Castle Age coming in. Is Myriad just gonna commit here?
And he's got no choice, right?
Pull back, and the upgrades for Byzantine. I am very much expecting to see that upper cistern there to be switched to the research speed. So that archer upgrade coming in for Wam right now. It is real speedy. Upgrade is done, and now Myriad is in trouble. 25 veteran archers are here, and we do see the first cataphract in queue.
Yeah, this is where the wheels begin to fall off. Like, how does Myriad keep pace with this? He's got the horsemen now, but he doesn't quite have enough of them to really deal with this plus cataphracts.
The cataphracts are a real issue. Like, Myriad has nothing to deal with them. He has 3 spears to his name, and they won't be doing a lot.
Yeah, I don't think 3 spears would even take care of 1.
Cataphract is here already. Wam's just walking him in, but against this mass of horsemen, if he gets around it, you lose that Cataphract. That's an expensive unit.
Walking right past him. Yeah, he could have maybe taken that down. So at this point, if you're Myriad, you're looking for a way to get an edge here now and get back into this game. As things keep going, you're fall more and more behind.
They do so much damage. Look at that. The horsemen, the counter unit, they just get whittled away. We're trying to get on top of them, finding a little bit of a connection here. Is it going to be enough? This is the do or die moment. He just needs to commit here.
He needs this fight to go his way or it's going to be toast. Myriad pushing in. Can he get the horsemen on the archers? He's getting some good picks here, actually. The cataphracts are kind of the one problem, but he's getting on top of the archers and doing some pretty good damage, actually, as the archers trying to walk around. Horsemen still in good enough numbers to contest this.
Archer count is dwindling, but we're still at 8, and the cataphract count, unfortunately, is going up. We've got 11 palace guards fighting 3 cataphracts here. Can Wam hold this, is the question. Golden Tower, of course, does not stop producing. Archers are pretty much cleaned up at this point, but look at Myriad's army. It is, well, Myriad army anywhere?
Fizzling out, and it looks like from the reaction of the players, that's going to be game. But you got to give Myriad some credit there. He made that one look pretty close towards the end there. That trade out was looking okay, but
I really wish that proxy barracks had been scouted. That would have been so fun.
Very fun play, but the cataphracts in Castle Age proving too much to deal with when you just have palace guards.
Worthy effort. Wam takes the series 3-0 as the clear favorite here. But yeah, that was a very fun way to go out for Myriad.
Yeah. Kudos to Myriad. That was a good one.
I'm not sure you can say that as a fun way to go out, but that was a fun game.
I think you know that was a fun strategy. I think it was an enjoyable game to watch. If you're gonna go out with a bang, you know. And he's not out. He's still just in the losers bracket. You know, he's got a second chance, second life.
Waiting for Puppy against Magic.
That'll be a fun one. I'll be logging off here. You'll be sticking around for that one, I believe.
Yeah, I think I'll be sticking for the next game still. Thanks very much for keeping me company.
It's been fun. It's been fun. It's a fun series. 3-0. I don't think that's a surprise to anyone here. I think Myriad did play pretty well, though. I think there was that last game was, again, a really fun strat. Maybe if things had gone more his way, that could have worked. Maybe if he'd have pressured that wood line just a little more, maybe he could have compounded some wins. But
I mean, the first game, I think, was pretty much lost to a lot of raids. Wam just did so much damage. Second game, Myriad tried to be super greedy, and Wam actually just out-greeded him.
Yeah.
But this third game, that was something else.
That was, I would say, more competitive than the others. I think there was a real chance there. Unfortunately, it didn't go his way. I think, again, Wam's a really good player. He's the kind of guy who can defend that until it reaches the point where he can go ahead and take the win.
But you saw there was danger there. Immediately double tower reaction.
Yeah. Oh, you know, that just shows that he really respected the play. You know, like he knows that's dangerous. He knows he has to react to it. But to his credit, that was the right reaction, right? Defending that up. And speaking of the man, I will hop off and let you chat with Wam, our winner of the first series of King of the Rockies.
Here's the thing, guys. I have not prepared anything for an interview, but let's just talk to Wam, our currently reigning champion of King of the Rockies. So, how was the first game? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good about the games, but I was a little sick also. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard that from Dabston. How did you react? What was your reaction to that proxy barracks coming up behind your woodline?
I've seen that before, actually, in practice, so I kind of knew that was a possibility.
So the scout was there intentionally?
It was there intentionally.
Oh, yeah.
I probably should have pulled maybe 2 or 3 villagers for that first villager, but because of the Zushi building
Zushi
speed.
builds faster. You cannot kill that in time, right?
Yeah, so... I mean, honestly, I thought I was probably going to lose that game, but it's a little tough from his side as well, because he has to defend his villagers at his main base, right?
You did a lot of damage, just like the first game. It was those raids were really rough on Myriad.
Yeah, the first game. We can talk about that if you want.
Yeah. Give me your thoughts.
So nothing. He was playing pretty well, I think, for the most part. He was getting his deer packs. He was defending his villagers and stuff. I wasn't really doing too much damage.
Do you expect to do too much damage to Roos at that stage, though?
It's tough, right? I don't think you expect to do too much damage, but I expect to do more damage to him than he does to me, because he's just trying to get Castle Age and get his deer and stuff. And I did end up killing a bunch of villagers on his wood line, which was, I think, really, really big for that game.
Oh yeah.
So that really helped me.
He was on -3 at like 10 minutes. That was really rough.
Yeah, that helped me win the game in particular. Like once you get that early advantage, it snowballs into more.
Yeah, I noticed he never walled up his top side. Do you think he should have? Like I looked at the spawn and was like, yeah, okay, if he just puts walls there, he's gonna be able to just focus on the southern side and not have any issues basically taking the deer.
I mean, it's almost never bad to wall, especially if you're
You might be known for that.
It might be, I don't know. He could have done it. It's just, especially in the early game, it's probably something you don't think about too much unless you're really, really under pressure. But it would have been an easy wall, right? Like it was just, yeah, especially with Roos. So he probably should have done that, I guess, in hindsight.
Yeah. I mean, okay. Folks, I think that is all for the moment. You're gonna be... Can we quickly see the bracket? Who are you going to be facing up against next? I do think it is going to be the winner of Puppy versus Magic. Give me your predictions.
That's so sad. I mean, I think Puppy's gonna win, but I'm sad to see Magic and Puppy up against each other, and then I have to play against one of them. It's...
Yeah.
Give me Marine World, you know? Give me...
Everyone's asking for Marine Lord. Magic was asking for Marine Lord constantly.
Yeah. Well, you have to get your revenge. Well, Magic doesn't have to get his revenge, but I do. Magic farms that guy.
Yeah, I think the only person in this tournament currently who has not run his mouth yet about who he's going to beat is Louis. And he usually does lets the gameplay do the talking for him.
Well, he might be doing that in Chinese, but he's usually very very nice, very sportsmanlike. Exact opposite of Marine World. You know.
I'm not going to comment on that.
Well,
we do like the little snide there. But yeah, Puppy versus Magic is going to be coming up. Of course, Puppy will be the favorite, but Magic has been his practice partner, so he knows pretty much all that Puppy has to offer.
Yeah, I've actually been practicing with both of them. I think they're both good. Like Puppy's obviously, you know, always one of the top players, but you know, we saw Magic beat Marine World in Heidelberg. You know, maybe he has something.
It's been a while.
It's been a while, but still.
He talks about it quite often.
Well, I mean, it's quite
a good accomplishment.
Yeah, it's quite the victory in the tournament like that for sure.
Right, folks. We'll be going on a quick break, and then hopefully we'll have the next series all ready. So, see you in a bit.